starting lineups announced down on the ice for the New Jersey Hitmen. It was Xavier Thomas, Alex Patsivlis, Sebastian Savage, Joseph Foodie, Montgomery Wood, and in net is Gaetano Piccone. For the Connecticut Junior Rangers, it's Jackson Hammock, Kyle Repke, Gage Bromley, Jack Kopstein, Roman Ias, and in net Dominic Gaudry. Connecticut comes into today's matchup a little shorthanded. There's no backup goaltender. They're skating just 15 forwards alongside just 5 defensemen. Meanwhile, for the Hitmen, they're looking to bounce back. They come into Chelsea Piers on a 3-game losing streak. Meanwhile, Connecticut continues to keep their ball rolling as they sit at 16-4 in third place in the Atlantic Division. Good morning and thank you for joining us today as the Rangers back home for the first time in almost a month. As we mentioned, the Rangers in third place right now in the Atlantic as this one's centered and gloved down by Gaudry as the New Jersey Hitmen come out to a fast start. Xavier Thomas got a centering pass in between the circles and a quick shot by the Hitmen to start this matchup. This first line out here for the Hitmen did some damage in the last game. They dropped that one 7-1, but Xavier Thomas did score the only goal for the Hitmen. It was a rough matchup for New Jersey last time out. They took a 7-1 loss to their New Jersey rivals, the Red Bank Generals. It's been a tough stretch overall for the Hitmen. They've lost 3 games and they've been outscored 20-4 in those games. 7-1 loss to Red Bank, a 5-1 loss to the Westchester Wolves, who continue to roll. They're on a 10-game win streak right now and in second place in the Atlantic. So they haven't been easy matchups, but still, the Hitmen have struggled. Meanwhile, for Connecticut, they come into this game off a 3-2 loss to the Boston Junior Bruins. It was a little Junior Bruin Bowl, a Junior Ranger Bowl, I should say. It's the Boston Junior Rangers, not the Junior Bruins. That game went to shootout. The Junior Rangers ended up falling. We spoke with the coaching staff before the game, and Coach Machi had talked to us and said he thought that the team didn't respect their opponents, and he thought it was a game that the Connecticut Junior Rangers maybe could have won. Instead, they went to shootout. They didn't score in that shootout. They got shut out, and they ended up falling. That game was at Merrimack College up in New Hampshire, as Richie Bear got a pass on the blue line. He's up from the elite team, getting some time with the premier side of things. But they took that loss at Merrimack College. That was one of those showcases that the USPHL does. We saw that earlier in the season back in October, back at the Hitmen's home arena. They don't play 3 periods there. They do 2 25-minute periods. Puck sent up, centered across ice. It was found there. Another centering pass for Bear. He tried to go across ice, but there was nobody home. Philip Strome recovers. Back to Adam Zaremba. His shot sticked away by the starting goaltender today for the Hitmen, Gaetano Piccone. But that loss by the Connecticut Junior Rangers, it snapped a 3-game win streak for them. They had been rolling, and they're trying to keep up with Westchester for the top spot in the Atlantic. They had won the previous 4 games before that 3-2 loss, looking to pick up 2 big points here against their Atlantic Division rival in New Jersey. In that loss, it was Hepler who was the netminder. Today it's Gaudry. It's been a 3-man tandem for the Connecticut Junior Rangers so far this season. It's been Gaudry, Teddy Ecker, Brandon Hepler. Those 3 have done most of the net minding. Today it's Gaudry, as the Junior Rangers have been dealing with some illness. Of course, they have the 203 Sports Academy here in Connecticut at the Stanford Hotel. And as anybody who's been in college dorms now, it's easy to pick up a sickness. Puck cleared out by New Jersey. Both these teams have had good offensive looks to start out this game. Roman Ias had that puck sticked away from him, and there's a big hit by Connecticut. It was Gregory Kayev now, as this puck is sent on the right circle and shot wide and kicks all the way through center. Gregory Monty has been an enforcer in his time with the premier team. Played with the U18 group, got called up last season on that playoff push where the Rangers ended up losing to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights. And so far he's been a mainstay this season and the last season, and you just saw why. That big physical body. Take away by New Jersey. That shot sticked away by Godry as the puck brought behind the net by the Hitmen. Puck's found in the corner as we have a stoppage of play. Looked like that puck was touched in the corner by Madden Hogenauer. Not quite sure what the stoppage was for. As now that puck will get put on the far circle in the Ranger zone. Puck shot from the far wall, gloved down by Godry and left behind the net. Tough angle shot by New Jersey, but another one in this first period. Chase Kaplan finds the puck and will bring it behind the net. Tried to ride it up the boards to Viho, Latella, and he couldn't find it, and now it's back at center. We talked about Gregory Monty being a U18 call-up last year. Well, the Rangers have another U18 call-up. It's his Ranger debut in the USPHL, as there's a tip by Jonathan Bergman, and the puck goes behind the Hitmen goal line. Ruslan Beck-Kareem is making his debut for the Connecticut Junior Rangers. It's his first game of the USPHL, so congrats to him and his family. Ruslan Beck wearing number 78 today, so be sure to keep an eye out for him for all the family members and friends watching today. A lot of space for Jackson Hammond. His shot sticked away, almost kicked back in front of Gaetano. It did, as the Hitmen left the puck there for the goaltender. You saw Donnie Lund crashing toward the net fastly, but a good cover-up took away a second chance. Leaves the face-off on the near circle. Hammond will take the draw for Connecticut. These two teams, even though they're Atlantic Division rivals, they've only played each other once so far this season. That was back on November 12th. The Rangers won 6-0. They got a shutout win from Teddy Ecker. Of course, Ecker not with the team today, dealing with an illness. Usually we're so accustomed to seeing these two teams play each other a lot by this time of the season. We're slowly creeping up on that Christmas break in the USPHL. It seems like we just started the season yesterday, where these teams faced each other in New Jersey at the Showcase back in October. Of course, they usually do that in September. That's when the NCDC did theirs, but they broke it up this season. But the Rangers, it's been nothing but success so far this year, as they've already got 16 wins and they continue to keep rolling. Here come the Hitmen in the offensive zone as Yaroslav Shmakov had a play on the far boards. Said he got stripped, and now Hammond already through center. Hammond over on the far circle. Shot there. It's gloved down by Gaetano. Good save by Piccone. Able to take away a Ranger goal, and that will leave a face-off off on the far circle. Good look right there by Gage Bromley. Had a hard shot as that face-off down and back with the Hitmen. Puck sent up the boards by Ikayev, and now the Hitmen are back at center. Puck was brought across the blue line and sent deep. That time off the stick of Christopher Gonzalez. Rangers will recover the puck and skate it back at center. Hammond will leave it off for Bromley. He skates across the blue line. Hogenauer now centers it in front, but that one goes off a skate. Now picked up by Bear. His shot couldn't get through traffic and knocked back to the far boards. Good couple of looks by the Rangers. They've still got the puck in the offensive zone, as this one recovered and skated down behind the net. Kyle Repke had it. Got it back to the blue line. That shot couldn't get through traffic. Rebound finds Repke. Repke tied up in the corner as this puck poked back at center. See Kyle Repke back in the lineup. As it's Richie Bear now at center with the puck. Bear down the wing, takes a shot, got through traffic. Weakly, however, back to Piccone, who makes the save. Stops the clock with 13:35. Rangers with a healthy amount of shots. They've got 7 so far, as Bear took the face off, and the puck back at the blue line. Shot there by Kopstein. He got a tip in front. That time by Trout, but he couldn't get it toward the net. This one was centered for Bear. Still loose in the slot. Now it's back for Kopstein. Kaplan on the point will send it down to the near corner. Puck carousels around the boards where it's found in the corner by Brady Trout. Trout tried to center, the puck thrown loosely, and now back for Kopstein. Trout on the far half wall couldn't work the puck in the corner. It's back on the point for Kopstein. His shot saved by Picone and dug out by the Hitmen. Healthy couple of shots by Connecticut. Right there, Xavier Thomas, an innocent shot from center. It was gloved down by Goddery, and now the Rangers will clear at center. The captain, Montgomery Wood, was there to knock that back across the Ranger blue line. Puck trickled back to the far boards where it's picked up by Kopstein. Both these sides have had good looks on offense so far, but we're still scoreless through 10 minutes here in the first period. Big hit right there by Bergman on the goal line. He took a tumble, and the puck now with Hitmen. Good forecheck here by Jonathan Bergman, ties the puck up in the near corner. Bergman facing pressure from Thomas as that puck thrown up the boards and past the far point through center. Long stretch pass for Bergman on the blue line. He'll leave it off on the circle. Now this one sticked away, and Zaremba able to hold the zone. That was a pass intended for Maxim Ayas. He couldn't hold that one in between the slot as that puck thrown through the neutral zone and back on the goal line. Here's Hogenauer with some space. He'll go through center. Drops it back in the slot for a one-timer. Latella's shot went wide and now recovered by Hogenauer. Here's a centering pass. That time shot up above the mesh by the newcomer, Kareem. Good look right there for Ruslan Beck Kareem. Ended up ripping that one up in the mesh. Right on that far circle as the Rangers win the faceoff. Here's Kaplan with a shot that got deflected wide, and the puck picked up by Latella on the far boards. Latella trying to hold the zone. He will as the puck sent on the far circle in the Hitman zone. Latella's still there. It's now on the blue line. Ayas' shot, a blocker save made by Picone. Now back for Kaplan. Easy shot right up in the glove and saved by Picone. Nine minutes now gone here in the first period. Rangers have been moving the puck beautifully so far. Gotten good looks in between the circles. We saw one earlier to the newcomer, Kareem. Saw right there, Roman Ayas, another shot set up for him. It's been simple so far for the Rangers. They just haven't gotten that goal yet. Ayas across the blue line. Kaplan a shot from the right circle, and that's a blocker save made by Picone. Puck out behind the net for the Hitmen now, as it skated around the boards and out at center. Connecticut was able to push it back across the blue line and get a line change. Saw Akayev try to send it back towards his own zone, but a penalty picked up here for interference. Looks like Chase Kaplan picked up that interference call. So Connecticut will go on their penalty kill for the first time today. Rangers had an excellent penalty kill their last game out. They were 4 for 4 in that 3-2 loss to the Boston Junior Bruins. We'll see if it picks up the exact same here. Hitmen, meanwhile, they'll get their first look on their power play, looking to grab a much-needed lead here on the road. Rangers, though, a shorthanded opportunity and a cross-ice pass for Kopstein, but he couldn't hold it. Rangers on their penalty kill were 4 for 4 in that game against the Boston Junior Bruins. They also got a shorthanded goal in that game from Philip Strome. We've seen all these Mike Stanaway coached teams in the USPHL be so excellent at being able to take advantage of all the open ice and space, regardless if they're shorthanded or up a man. We saw that in that 3-2 loss to the Boston Junior Bruins. This team's no stranger to the shorthanded goal. Still 1 minute left on the power play for New Jersey. Thomas's shot couldn't get through traffic. It's picked up by Connecticut. A lot of open ice right here. Here's Hogenauer. He cuts in, now stops in the near circle. Centers it for Baird, but he couldn't get a shot off and gets pushed behind the net. 45 seconds left on the penalty kill. Rangers set up and shot. Hogenauer's one-timer, and it's saved by Piccone. Good blast set up there for the defenseman. As this puck trickles off the side of the net, it's loose in front, but Baird couldn't pick it up. Dangerous opportunities here on the penalty kill for Connecticut as the Hitmen finally get the puck back in the offensive zone. Puck bounced weirdly off the end wall. Fell right to Godry, who was able to glove it to stop play. And the Rangers 24 seconds away from killing off this interference call by Kaplan. Liam Malera will take the draw with 20 seconds left. Face-off split the defenseman and will go all the way through center. An absolutely fantastic penalty kill for the Rangers. They had shorthanded opportunities and are moments away from killing off the 2 minutes. Puck off the board, centered down low in front for Cole Riley, but a good stick by Zaremba works that puck out at center. Penalty over, so Chase Kaplan's interference didn't lead to anything for New Jersey. Rangers are 1 for 1 on their penalty kill as Schmakaw finds the puck off the boards. Even saw on that penalty kill, Madden Hogenauer. An absolute ripper from above the blue line. Just couldn't get that one through the 5-hole of Piccone. Still tied at 0 here with 7:55 left in the first period. Piccone turns it over to Bergman in the corner. He'll get back in net. This one sent on the far circle, intended for Roman Ias, but he couldn't stick the puck and it's back on the red line. Rangers out shooting New Jersey right now 11-5. They've had a lot of the offensive opportunities as there's a stretch pass and taken back across the blue line. Rangers set up and shop as this one brought on the far circle. Center for Kopstein, he scores! Looks like Donnie Lund tipped it. He'll get the goal and Connecticut leads by 1. Right after killing that power play, Donnie Lund tips a goal past, and Connecticut out in front of New Jersey. Rangers right off the faceoff. It's Bromley bringing the puck through the net. Looks like a penalty picked up here on the Hitmen. It's centered and shot on net and gloved down by Piccone. But New Jersey is going to pick up a holding call. Meanwhile, for Donnie Lund, his 4th goal with the premier team this season, his 7th point in 16 games. Remember, he started the season with the elite team. He got called up, much to the happiness of Coach Machi. He had seen Donnie Lund with the elite team for not only this season, but last year as well, and he's always raved about Donnie. Got called up. He's now scored 4 goals in 17 games. I'm sure Jack Kopstein picked up an assist on that goal as well. We'll wait and see the official scorekeeper's mark. As now the Rangers will get a look on the power play. Here's a shot from the far circle. It's saved by Piccone. Now shoved in and scored. Power play goal by Connecticut. As it looks like it was Trout who picked it up. We'll wait and see. Brady Trout picks up a power play goal, and now it's 2-0 Rangers. Brady Trout had been out of the lineup here and there with some injury. Comes back in the lineup today. He gets a goal, and the lead for Connecticut now 2. Hitmen off the goal, get back in the offensive zone. Shot from the far circle by Thomas, got stick down, and now Connecticut set back up on offense. They couldn't clear, however, as Bear was able to stick that puck down and bring it back in center. Rangers back across the blue line. Hard shot from the far circle goes wide. Rebound found by Trout and sent in the near corner. Strome will work it in the far corner. This one centered on the circle. Couldn't be stick down by Strome. Puck now in the corner, deflected off a stick. It's loose in the slot and turned over for Trout. His shot couldn't get through traffic. It was stick down by Connecticut initially and now worked back on the far boards. The Rangers were 0 for 4 on their power play last game. They got that monkey off their back. Here's a toe drag by Bear, but he couldn't work it at center. Kaplan the rebound, centers it in front, went off a stick and kicked away by Picone. Almost a dangerous look by Connecticut. Would have been their third goal of the period. Long leading pass for Riley. He's alone on the circle. His shot right in the body of Godry, who holds on to stop play. Beautiful stretch pass for Cole Riley. Just couldn't tuck it on the near circle. Sets up an offensive faceoff for New Jersey. We mentioned the scoring struggles for the Hitmen. They've just got 4 goals in their last 4 games. As that faceoff set up for Shmakov, but his shot couldn't get through traffic. And now another shot by Riley, gloved down by Godry. 7th shot on net by the Hitmen with 5:43 left in this first period. Riley, another shot off the faceoff, flagged down by Godry for another save. Hitmen are wasting no time off the faceoffs right now. First a draw for Shmakov, now 2 for Riley. Good looks as well, but better saves by Godry. Another draw intended for Riley, but stick down by Kareem. Puck worked around the boards, found by Maximius, and will have a high stick call on the ice. Stops the clock with 5:32. That penalty was picked up by Montgomery Wood earlier. That's what allowed Connecticut to go on their power play. Captain one in the box for holding. Led to that second Rangers goal as Connecticut off the faceoff back at center. IS a lead pass for Bergman. Looked like he might have been off sides, but no call. Bergman will bring it in the high slot. Takes a shot there. It's kicked away by Picone and found in the corner by IS. Tried to work it behind the net. IS found the rebound. His shot tipped up in the mesh to stop play. Looked like Bergman had brought that puck behind the net. Tried to get it to IS. He sent it back behind the net. It was then kicked back to him. And then he got a good look from the far circle. Just couldn't tuck it. Puck kept in the blue line by Zaremba. Sent behind the net for Kareem. It's punched back in the near corner for Wood. Bergman there to tie him up. As that puck loose on the goal line. Sent for IS, and it's sent off the face mask of Picone. Rebound found by Connecticut. Zaremba, a blast set up for IS, but he fanned on it. And the puck sent on the goal line. More good looks by Connecticut set up. As that's cleared by New Jersey. Zaremba able to send it deep in the zone once more. Wood finds the puck. He had Bergman trailing. He'll send it on the far boards as Connecticut creates another turnover. Good centering pass by Monty. Couldn't be stick down, however, by Connecticut and sent all the way through center for Thomas. Good toe drag in front of the net. His shot punched away by Godry. More magic set up by Xavier Thomas. Beautiful toe drag to get in front of the net and had a good one-on-one look with the goaltender. Now the Hitmen back across on the far wing. That shot sticked away by Godry. And the rebound picked up by the Rangers. It's Zaremba down the near wing. He'll work through center, but it's sticked up on the boards. And we have a stoppage of play here. Looked like Foodie took a big hit right there on the boards by Monty alongside Braden Andrus. Those two, the Bash brothers right there in the neutral zone, created a turnover, but a stoppage now will send Connecticut back in the offensive zone. Andres the draw back for Monty. As this puck stick down, Monty trying to create something out of nothing. And now that puck taken back at center by New Jersey. Looked like Foodie tried to send it deep and take it himself, but that puck was punched back on the goal line. Just 3:35 left if you're joining us. Connecticut has 2 goals this period. One by Lund. As this one centered again, shot by Kaplan, and it's held onto by Picone. Another great play set up by Connecticut. Looked like that drop pass might have been intended for Andres. Went a little wide back to Kaplan for a shot. He got it off, but Picone held on. And sets up an offensive draw for Connecticut. But that other goal was scored by Brady Trout back in the lineup. Puck centered for Latella. He couldn't hold on. As Riley will start the breakout. Puck brought back by Shmakov. A blocker save made by Godry. Puck falls in the near corner. Monty there. It's sent up the boards. Jackson Weir couldn't hold on as it's steered around the boards in the corner. Intended that time for Liam Millara. Millara in the corner will send it behind the net for Shmakov. He got stripped. It's taken by Andres. Chipped up the far boards and back out at center. Latella found the puck at center. He'll skate across the blue line. Drops it back for Monty, and his shot goes wide. Hard wrist out, but an offsides called on Cole Riley. Similar play to Jonathan Bergman. There was no call on that side, but right there, Shmakov clearly offsides as Riley jumped the gun. Puck will be brought back in the neutral zone with just 2:29 left in the period. Both sides have had a power play this period. Rangers scored on their opportunity. Again, Brady Trout got that power play goal. Meanwhile, the Hitmen had a power play and they couldn't take advantage of it. Connecticut actually almost scored a shorthanded goal. Gaetano Picone. The netminder holds down the fort to keep the Ranger lead at 2. Gaetano Picone, his last start, that was on November 22nd against Westchester. He allowed 5 goals in that game, but a high volume of shots were thrown at him. 46 saves were made in that game by Picone, 51 opportunities as well. And that's been the story for the Hitmen so far this season. New Jersey gave up 7 goals last game, but the Red Bank Generals got 67 shots on net. That's just absurd. High volume of shots have been made every single game against the Hitmen. It's just been a brutal watch. So far, no different by the Rangers. 17 shots through almost 20 minutes of hockey. Ias across the blue line as the Rangers looking for a third. That shot wasn't tipped but knocked down by Picone, and the Hitmen will clear at center. Xavier Thomas trailing the puck. As it's Hogenauer in the corner, dancing for Connecticut. Cross-ice pass intended for Ias. Was off the skate of Thomas, who then hits Ias on the boards as the puck taken in the far corner. Xavier Thomas, the forecheck has been absolutely fantastic so far, as there's a long shot through center. Easy glove save made by Picone. Just 1:20 left here in the first period. Rangers set up on offense here as Kyle Repke, Zaremba all out on the ice, alongside Jackson Hammond and Bromley. Bromley for Hammond behind the net. Hammond on the circle for Kopstein, who pinched up the blue line. He'll take it for Hammond. His shot in the high slot, gloved down by Picone. And now the puck thrown in the far corner. Bromley there, leaves it off for Hammond. He's getting trailed heavily by Millara, who will get it for Riley to clear. Long pass for Shmakov at center. He couldn't stick it down, and now in the final minute of play, the Rangers will hold behind the net. Long pass up the far boards, intended for Repke. Stick down by Shmakov. He faces pressure and a turnover created. Here's Repke. Far circle, centers for Kopstein, and his shot gloved down by Picone. Another odd man rush set up by Connecticut. Saw Schmakov stick that puck down on the far boards. Repke was able to get it past the blue line on the far wing and create that 3-on-1. Good play set up for Kopstein. His one-timer was a little weak and gloved down by Piccone. Still 35 seconds left in the period. As off the face-off, Richie Bear's draw trickles by and Piccone flags it down to stop play. Another face-off on the near circle. Bear wins the draw. It's for Trout and now for Hogenauer. Hogenauer turns it over, though, and here's Thomas. He gets a big hit made by Hogenauer. His helmet falls off, and play stops. Oh, a massive hit by Madden Hogenauer. Looked like Xavier Thomas was going to have a 2-on-1 by himself. And Hogenauer came in and knocked his helmet off. Would have been Thomas and Patsalivis. Those two would have had that 2-on-1 if not for Madden Hogenauer's big hit. Hitmen win the draw with 20 seconds left. As this puck thrown off the boards and turned over, now a 2-on-2. Strome walks in, tried to go across ice, intended for Kareem, but his pass was sent at center. Long pass for Trout, just 5 seconds left, so he'll dump it deep in the zone. And that should do it for period number 1. The Connecticut Junior Rangers were absolutely flying that first period of play. Donnie Lund got a goal on the tip on a shot from Kopstein. And then Brady Trout back in the lineup for Connecticut tucked a goal to make it 2-0 Rangers. We'll get an ice cut. We'll come back in 15 minutes, period. The Hitmen will skate right to left. Both goaltenders have switched sides, and the puck drops, and we're underway here in period number 2. We mentioned how on November 12th this team won 6-0. It was a pretty deciding win for the Connecticut Junior Rangers. Well, they're looking to pick up 2 points here against the New Jersey Hitmen, and it's not going to get easy as Connecticut has 3 games in 3 days, with this being the first one here against the New Jersey Hitmen. Here's a leading pass for Thomas alone. Goes to his backhand. It's kicked away by Godry. The rebound out. They score. Alex Patsalivis finds the rebound. He tucks it past Godry. And the Hitmen come out of the locker room 32 seconds into period number 2, and they make a statement. Big goal for the New Jersey Hitmen. They get back within 1. And another great play set up by Xavier Thomas. Absolutely fantastic. The puck had dropped. He won the faceoff. He got it past the blue line, and he got it on his backhand where Godry made the initial save, but Alex Patsalivis was there to clean up the rebound. We mentioned the scoring troubles the New Jersey Hitmen have had the last 4 games. Just 4 goals in their last 4 games. They get the monkey off their back here in the start of the second period. After 20 minutes of, to be frankly honest, they were outskated the entire period. This game could easily be 4-0, 5-0 in favor of the Connecticut Junior Rangers, but New Jersey survived and they strike back within the first minute. We'll see how the Rangers respond. They're already back in their own zone on a faceoff. Meanwhile, for Alex Patsalivis, his 4th goal overall this season, as there's a cover-up made by Piccone. Looks like an icing actually on the Rangers. They'll go back in their own zone. But Patsalivis picks up his 4th goal of the season. He's had 3 assists in his last 5 games. Picks up a goal now. One of the top 5 point scorers here for the New Jersey Hitmen this season. Kid who played Pittsburgh Stars with the AAA team on the 16U side. Also played with the Esmark Stars as well. Rangers, meanwhile, another opportunity for Pat Salivas, but his shot kicked away by Godry. Hitmen have come out of the locker room with some steam so far. Gotten some good offensive opportunities as this puck skated through center by Hogenauer. Stick down for Thomas. He couldn't find the puck as it's back with Hammond. Good forecheck by Riley as he's trying to find the puck. Instead held by Hogenauer. Good stretch pass back at center, and here come the Rangers. Hammond on the far circle. His shot goes wide as this recovered by Thomas. Now Riley back in the neutral zone. He'll slow things down as Pat Salivas turns it over for Bear. Hitmen have closed the margin of shots on net. It's now 18-15 in favor of Connecticut. As there's a pass on the far boards across the blue line for Strome. His shot from a tough angle goes high and wide and kicks all the way back out to center. Good luck for Strome as this puck brought across the far point on the blue line. It's shot behind the net. Maximius there, or Strome rather. He gets tied up on the boards as there's a hit right there as two Hitmen there to try and find the puck. It was pried off the boards by Thomas alongside Malara. Those two sent it through center as here's a good stretch lead pass to Bear. He'll slide it over for Kopstein now on the near circle. One-timer set up by Strome and his shot held onto by Piccone. 16th save made by Gaetano Piccone. The 2006 a good showing so far after those two goals. And another one-time opportunity set up that time for Philip Strome. Face off back for Bear. He'll go across on the far circle. That shot off the body of Piccone. The rebound out on the near circle, but found by New Jersey. Puck taken by Dom Sorrentino. He sent that deep in the far corner as this puck stick down by the Hitmen. It's left off for Wire. That puck poke check back in the corner. Falls back to the high point. It's kicked away by Godry, and the rebound for Sorrentino shot wide. Good look right there for Dom. He couldn't find the net as the puck recovered by Roman Ias. Ias gets brought down. That's going to be a penalty on the Hitmen. Here's an opportunity for the Rangers 6-on-5. Puck stick in the corner, sent behind the net for Latello. He'll push it back in the near corner for himself. Still the delayed penalty as it's finally sticked by Sorrentino, and the Rangers will go back on their power play. Christopher Gonzalez will go in the box. He'll pick up a 2-minute minor. Meanwhile, Connecticut will get a power play opportunity. They got a power play goal earlier. It's Brady Trout as Hogenauer will start this power play. He's at the point, getting trailed heavily by Pat Salivas. Cross ice pass in the slot for Kaplan. He'll drop it back on the point for Hogenauer. Across ice for a slap shot. That one goes wide. And back to Hogenauer. Great play set up there by Connecticut. They just couldn't score. Bergman will go back on the blue line. He gets a return pass. He'll skate in the high slot. Across back to the near boards for Hogenauer. His shot tipped right in front. It's held onto by Piccone, who stops play with 1:27 on the power play clock. Another beautiful pass worked in front of the net. It was Kaplan there alongside Bromley. Those two couldn't hook up for a goal. And now the face-off set up on the near circle. Hogenauer gets the draw. Now on the blue line, he'll send it across for Maximius. Now Hogenauer across on the circle for Bergman. Back on the point for Hogenauer. 1:16 left. Hogenauer's shot tipped down. Now sent back in front of the net and cleared out by New Jersey. Hogenauer had a good look from the blue line. His shot got tipped, but right down on the ice and off the end wall. It kicked back out in front of the net, but no Ranger was there for the rebound. Connecticut back across the blue line. 1 minute left on their power play. Puck loose behind the net. It's found there and recovered by Hammond. Hammond on the blue line across for Hogenauer. Down on the near circle for Bergman. He's being trailed by Pat Salivas. Back on the blue line for Hogenauer. He'll skate down on the far circle. Hogenauer trying for a shot. Couldn't get the puck on a stick, and now it's cleared down to Godry. Much better penalty kill this time for New Jersey. Just 29 seconds left on the Ranger power play. Connecticut for Hammond on the blue line. Now down on the far circle. Hammond skates behind the net. Now for Repke. He'll slide it on the blue line for Kopstein. Return pass for Repke. 13 seconds left on the power play. Repke back across the blue line for Kopstein. His shot couldn't get through traffic. Falls in the circle. And it's stick down by the Rangers. Just 3 seconds left. Kopstein with some space shoots. The puck couldn't get through traffic. Power play over, but the Rangers still holding the puck 5-on-5. Kopstein down on the far circle. Shot there and saved by Piccone. Puck still loose in front. Kicked back on the near boards and chipped up the glass and held in the zone by Kopstein. Rangers unrelenting. Here's a blast set up on the far circle for Trout. He couldn't get a handle on the puck. And the Rangers still on offense. Here's Zaremba. He'll work it down the boards. Puck recovered by Strome. He got hit, and it's carouseled back to the far point for Connecticut. Zaremba, a blast right off the face mask of a player, and now on the far boards. Hitmen finally clear. Looked like it had been 2 minutes in the offensive zone for the Rangers. They go 1 for 2 now on their power play. Had an absolutely fantastic look as well. Just couldn't score on that 2-minute drive. Uncapitalized on. Here's Andrus with a shot high above the crossbar. Took that one from the near circle. Puck recovered. Shot from the far point on the blue line, but deflected wide. Latella in the far corner with Wood. Shmakov also there trying to clear. Puck gets tied up on the far boards. Latella will kick it loose. It's now recovered by Connecticut. Pass back for Zaremba above the near circle. His shot off the skate. Loose in front. Shot there by Andrus and kicked away by Piccone. Looked like that puck got deflected off a skate. As that shot from the far boards is held onto by Piccone. Dangerous looks again for Connecticut. Puck got deflected around a little bit in front of Piccone. He came up with just some massive saves down low in front. Keep this game 2-1. Puck slid on the far circle for Aiden Miles. His shot went high and wide. Up in the mesh, that stops play. Face-off down taken by Aiden Miles. 12:26 left. The Rangers had a power play. They couldn't score. Meanwhile, the Hitmen, they got a goal in the first minute of play here in the second period as there's a massive hit in the far corner and the puck falls loose at center. Oh my goodness. Jonathan Bergman laying out the body. Rangers already through center. Here's Bergman in the slot. Slides it on the far circle for a hard shot by Miles, and it goes wide. Puck recovered by Hogenauer. He'll send it behind the net. Puck kicks to the far boards. Here's Bergman. Trying to toe drag his way in front of the net. Bergman gets a poke check, and now the puck with Donnie Lund. He passes for Bergman. Bergman shot, a blocker save made by Piccone. Rebound out. Bergman couldn't find it as Hogenauer on the far or near boards gets tied up. Ware with Bergman. Now Hogenauer. Miles joins the attack. He gets knocked down on the puck in the far corner and back to the point for Lund. Lund slides it down on the circle. Tough angle shot right in the glove of Piccone. Face-off falls down. It's taken by Hammond as the Rangers just continuously in this offensive zone. That one shot and kicked away by Piccone off the stick of Zaremba. Another good look for the Rangers right there as Repke has some trouble behind the net. Puck chipped up the near boards. New Jersey finally clears. Thomas stick that one back at center, but taken away again by Hammond. Hammond with Wood on the far boards. Gets it back for Zaremba above the near circle. Zaremba back on the blue line across the Kopstein on the far point. Now down on the corner. Back in the slot now for Zaremba as the puck stick down and taken by Repke. Now back for Hammond in the far corner. Pass to the boards for Hammond. Across ice for Kopstein, near circle. Now in the slot. Tried to slide it in front. Rebound out. They score! Jackson Hammond tucks the third goal for Connecticut. And the lead back to 2 for the Rangers. Bang, bang play for Connecticut as Jackson Hammond wastes no time and scores. Just zero time for Gaetano Piccone to react right there. Jackson Hammond left all alone on the near back door, and an absolute snipe above, right in between the shoulder and the crossbar. A thing of beauty for Jackson Hammond, and it's 3-1 Rangers. Rangers respond. Looks like we have a delayed penalty upcoming here. It's going to go against the Rangers. They motion cross-check, and the Hitmen have an opportunity here to get that goal right back. Zaremba will go in the box for a 2-minute cross-checking call. Hitmen will go back on their power play. They're 0 for 1 today. Remember, on that last power play, the Rangers did most of the heavy lifting on offense. New Jersey almost gave up a couple of shorthanded goals. But they've looked much better in the second period. They've spent a lot of time in the offensive zone, and we'll see how they respond here on their second chance. Thomas will work the puck in the far corner and get a return pass on the point. Thomas sticks that puck down somehow, has space on the far circle, but he'll cut back on the far half wall. Pass back for Wood. Sends it. It's tipped there. Rebound out. A sliding save made by Godry. Oh, how did he do that? He slid from post to post and took away a goal from New Jersey. Julian Kubik was all alone on the near circle with a wide open net, and he couldn't tuck it. Big time save for the Rangers goaltender. Pulled a rabbit out of his hat that time. Somehow still 3-1 Rangers as the draw taken by Thomas. He gets sticked on the blue line. Now the puck loose. Bear takes a couple of hits, no call, and the puck recovered by New Jersey. Turned over again. Here's Bear across the blue line. Tried to toe drag past Wood, but he'll stick the puck down. Good hit by Andres as the Hitmen will retreat back behind their own goal line. Well, Dominic Godry getting the start because Ecker is sick right now back at the hotel. A lot of people sick on this premier team for Connecticut. And Dominic Godry, absolute wizardry right now. Hitmen having some trouble getting back in the offensive zone. There's a big hit on the end wall by Bromley, and the puck taken by the Rangers. Good pass back for Trout. He falls down and recovers. Now in the far circle, his shot right in the chest of Piccone, who will hold on to stop play. Brady Trout lost any sort of steam he had coming across the blue line on the far wing. Took a tumble, recovered, opted to shoot himself. Easy save for Piccone, and that stops the power play clock at 36 seconds. Remember, Adam Zaremba in the box right now. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Rangers win the faceoff. Remember, they're still down a man. It's 5-4. Puck brought in front of the net by Bromley, and his shot squeezed in between the legs by Piccone. Another puck brought to the net on the power play of the Hitmen by the Rangers. Another good look as well. Got denied by Gaetano Piccone. Puck behind the net. It's held on to by Ware as he got a leading pass for Shmakov up the near boards. He's across the blue line. That's an offsides, though, by the Hitmen. So with just 12 seconds left on their power play, they'll come back in the neutral zone. Face-off will come on the near dot. Valero wins the draw and works it back for Ware. He tried to go across ice and get a pass over on the far boards. It was intended for Joseph Foudy, but went wide. Now leading pass for Riley. Power play over. It's a 5-on-5. Riley skates in. His shot kicks off the side of the net, and the puck taken by the Rangers on the far board. Cole Riley has had a couple of great looks so far this game. Had a wide open far wing, just skated down himself. Good look as well, but his shot went off the side of the net. Just 8 minutes remain now, as the Hitmen are now 0 for 2 on their power play. Rangers leading 3-1 after their goal in the second period. Bergman, no-look pass, gets picked off and taken and cleared by the Hitmen. Now a 2-on-2, it's Sorrentino. He'll lay it deep around the boards. Ias recovers it in the near corner. Roman Ias having some trouble. Gonzalez meets him in the corner, but it's dug out by Bergman, and Connecticut back at center. Here's Maxim Ias. Tried the toe drag around Wood, now works the puck behind the net. Maxim Ias tried to center for Bergman, couldn't find the puck. Now on the far boards, taken by Kaplan. Kaplan plays the puck up the far boards. It's held there by Bergman. He'll send it deep once more. Now Maxim Ias back on the far half wall. It's found there. Shot high above the crossbar and kicks back to the near boards. Off the stick of the newcomer, Kareem. Now Ias on the near circle. It's tipped in front by Kubik, but it went wide on the near boards. Hogenauer on the point will hold the zone. Across ice for Bergman alone on the far circle. Bergman retreats, now sends it on net. It's sticked away by Picone. Puck recovered by Hogenauer. Skates behind the net. Centers it in the slot. Shot there, up the blocker, and trickles right behind the net. Oh, dangerous right there. Connecticut almost got a funky goal, as Andres' shot was a blocker save made by Picone. Puck bounces off the end wall. It's recovered by Monty. Both these lines have been out a while. Here's Kaplan in the high slot. Now skates on the far circle. Tried to throw it on net. Couldn't get through traffic. Rebound still behind the net. Now worked in front. Saved by Picone. And the rebound found by Roman Ias. Ias works the puck around the boards. It's met in the near corner. And now worked down the boards again by Ias. Ias met there by Thomas. He's with Sorrentino as well. Now the puck dug out for Latello. He centers a one-timer set up right in the glove of Picone. Pretty play set up by Latello and Kopstein. We've seen Jack Kopstein get some good looks today. Good one-timers, I should add. Earlier in that first period, Kopstein had pinched the blue line on the other side. His one-timer was weak and couldn't get past Picone. More or less the same issue on this side of the ice. That's Kopstein. His one-timer trickled right up in the air and snagged there by Picone. Good stick as Thomas gets in the Ranger zone. He takes a hit on the end wall and centers it somehow, but it's wide and picked off by the Rangers. Good leading pass, and here's Latella down the near wing. A slap shot right in the chest of Picone. Viho Latella gripped it and ripped it on that near circle. Just went right toward the body like a magnet of Picone. See Coach Stanaway back on the bench here in this period with the Rangers as well, with 5:25 left. We've mentioned all game long how some players are dealing with illnesses. Well, so is Coach Stanaway. He's dealing with a sickness as well, but somehow, some way, he found his way back down to the bench where he's smiling and laughing. If you know anything about Coach Stanaway, these USPHL teams are like his second children. Shot by Ias, a blocker save made by Picone as the puck trickles in the near corner for Bergman. Tried to center for Miles. It was poked back to the near boards and held in the zone by Ias. Puck tied up by Lund with Thomas. Those two battling on the near boards. It's Ias sticking it and centering it, but it's picked off there and taken back at center. Good play by Sebastian Savage. Trying to get a leading pass across the blue line to Thomas, but picked off by Roman Ias. Ias had the puck sticked away by Foudy. He hits him along the boards. And now we have a stoppage of play as Joseph Foudy is down. Saw Joseph Foudy tumble down on the ice. The 2008 took quite a hit from Roman Ias, who's just 190 on the ice, but 6'5" before putting on the skates. Looks like Foudy's okay. He went back to the bench on his own volition. Good look for the Hitmen. Starting defenseman today, Joseph Foudy, alongside the captain, Montgomery Wood. Rangers, however, get an offensive draw with 4:23 left in the second period. Riley trying to clear up the boards. Pass was intercepted by Bromley. Tried to chip it off the glass. It went in the mesh. So the faceoff will get set up on the near circle, or instead the far circle rather, in the offensive zone. We've had an exciting Atlantic Division matchup so far. Thank you for joining us on this early morning start, 10:30. Both these teams, however, ready to play. As there's a shot through traffic, deflected off the body of Bromley and recovered by Hammond. Of course, if you're a Rangers fan, we'll see you tomorrow as well, along with Sunday. Whole slate of Rangers hockey this weekend. 6 games in 3 days. Of course, that includes the elite team, premier team, NCDC. All of these teams had a month off from home games, essentially, played in the early goings of November, and now they're back at home in the first couple of weeks of December before everyone will get a nice 2-3 week break for Christmas. Hogenauer's shot got through traffic, went off the body of Zaremba, or Hammond rather, and trickled in the far corner. Hammond could have found that, might have been a goal. Now a shot by Zaremba, stick down by Shmakov, and now recovered by Hammond. Sends it on the goal line, right in front of the net, intended for Repke, but he couldn't get a shot off. Puck taken on the near point by Hogenauer. Tried to slide it in front, but the pass was intercepted by Sorrentino and cleared out through center. Puck on the goal line, so an icing on the Hitmen. See Sorrentino frustrated there by that icing. And the Rangers will go back in the offensive zone. Of course, we mentioned the 6 games in 3 days. Little shameless plug, if you've got nothing to do this Friday and want to hang out some more, we've got an NCDC game after this. They'll play at 1 p.m. So if you want some more USPHL hockey, be sure to stay tuned in to Black Bear TV on the Connecticut Junior Rangers side. Rangers got another good look there on net as the Hitmen iced the puck once more, and Connecticut with 2:50 in the second period will get another offensive draw. Of course, we've mentioned how the premier team is plagued by this, as I like to call, dorm room flu. The NCDC team is no better. They will be skating short as little precursor to that 1 p.m. start. We'll see how they're able to manage. Of course, Coach Stanaway and Coach Machi both man that team as well. And we'll see who they play with. Of course, also Max Marquette out with injury. There's a lot going on with this NCDC lineup. Bear was in the slot, tried to drop it in the far corner. Now here's a blast set up by Kaplan, and his shot saved by Picone. Good centering passes made by the Rangers there. Kaplan another good opportunity. He couldn't tuck as that puck worked through center by Pat Salivas. It was Kopstein with Kaplan. Those two couldn't hook up. Here's an across-ice pass for Kareem. Kareem down the far wing. His shot couldn't get through traffic. Puck stick down in the slot by Pat Salivas. Puck sent to the far boards by Pat Salivas, intended for Thomas. Instead sticked away by Kopstein, and now he's taken away. Thomas stops on the near circle, and the Hitmen set up with 1:48 left in the second period. Kubik tried for a blast, and he turns it over, and now Strome a one-on-one with the goaltender. Strome, a backhander knocked away by Picone. Good save made by the Hitmen goaltender. Rangers still set up in the offensive zone. Zaremba will play the puck behind the net, recovered by Kareem. Sent to the far boards, centered over on the near circle for Bear, and then his shot gloved by Picone. Well, Julian Kubik on the blue line tried a slap shot. He fanned on it. And then you saw Philip Strome kick the puck to himself. He got through center, had a one-on-one with Piccone, and he had a pretty move going to his backhand. Just couldn't roof it to score a goal. So the Rangers lead still at 2. They've been leading the entire game. They were up 2-0 entering this second period. Hitmen scored in the first 30 seconds, and then the Rangers answered back a couple minutes later. That's where we are now as Bergman's shot knocked down by Piccone, and now the rebound out for Maximias, and his shot deflected high up in the mesh. Connecticut continues to get pucks in the slot. You saw it right there, Maximias, another good look. His shot deflected away, however, and the Rangers will get a draw on the near circle. They win. Bergman tried to work it back to the far point, and the puck kicked back to Ias on the far circle. He couldn't stick that puck down, as a battle at center is won by Kopstein. Bergman back across the blue line, skates on the near circle. Bergman able to slide it in front of a one-timer by Ias, but it was knocked down by Piccone. More beautiful puck movement by the Rangers, as there's a good poke check by Thomas, but he couldn't find the puck. I have no idea how Bergman got that puck through 4 bodies to Ias, as a Ranger takes a tumble, no penalty called, and with 26 seconds, they're still in the offensive zone. Maximias using his body couldn't win that puck battle, as it's thrown through center for an icing. Just 17.9 seconds left in this period. Rangers with enough time for an offensive draw. And maybe another look here at Gaetano Piccone. Piccone, 3 goals allowed, but he's faced 36 shots through 20 minutes. Monty tied the puck up in the far corner. Now worked in front. Puck trickling. It got knocked down by Piccone, and Hammond couldn't find the rebound. Now 2 seconds. Hogenauer shot off the body of Andres. The puck loose right in front of the crease. A Ranger falls down, and the second period comes to an end. Well, the puck was fumbled around a little bit right in the final seconds. The Rangers couldn't find it and get another shot down. The Hitmen survived that last onslaught of the second period, and after 20 minutes of play, the Rangers still leading by 2 goals. Hitmen come back out in that second period. They get a goal from Alex Patsalivis. Welcome back for period number 3 between the Connecticut Junior Rangers and the New Jersey Hitmen. Both sides scored a goal in that second period. Alex Patsalivis got his 5th overall this season. Alex Thomas, Sebastian Savage picked up assists on that goal, I should say. And then Jackson Hammond scored a goal for Connecticut. Kyle Repke, Jack Kopstein picked up an assist. And with 19:54, the Rangers leading by 2 are trying to pick up 2 points here at home against the New Jersey Hitmen. Start of that second period, the Hitmen scored in the first 30 seconds. Came out like a cannonball for that second period, but couldn't score afterwards. Meanwhile, Hammond, he got a goal after that shot by Kopstein was saved by Piccone, and then the rebound came right back out to him where he fired quickly. Here's Hammond now setting up a pass on the far circle, intended for Bromley. He gets pushed back in the far corner. Rangers trying to get back in that win column. We mentioned they lost the last game in a shootout at Merrimack College to the Boston Bruins. Guys, here's a pass for Hammond, and now a 2-on-1. Hammond shoots, it's gloved by Piccone. The rebound still down, and then knocked away by Piccone and held on to. Hammond had Repke right there. It was a great play set up in the neutral zone. But I don't think Hammond saw Repke on the far circle, so he instead shot himself. First minute gone by, the Rangers already set up a great play right there. It was Hammond and Repke, those two couldn't connect. Meanwhile, going back to that Hammond goal in the second period, Kopstein's assist was his second of the game, so Jack Kopstein, the defenseman, has 2 points today. Jackson Hammond scored. He also had an assist on that Brady Trout power play goal. So Hammond with 2 points today. Everybody getting in the point column from the Rangers. Lund, Kopstein, Miles, Repke, all those guys with points. Here's a pass set up on the far circle for Bear. He couldn't hold the puck. And now Riley back across the Ranger blue line. Riley with Shmakov. He got stick down. And then the puck poke check back to the near boards. Connecticut able to clear. Wood found the puck and will chip it down the near boards. Malera then kicked it past the blue line. Puck recovered, however, by Hogenauer. Tip back at center. Looked like that deflected off a Ranger on the bench. So stoppage of play here. Face-off will go on the far circle, back in Connecticut territory because it went off their own player on the bench. Rangers win the face-off, however, and get it back at center. Sorrentino had some trouble with the puck and now taken away by Kareem. He swings it in front for a one-timer, and it's kicked away by Piccone. Oh, it was for Bergman. That would have been the first point in the USPHL for Kareem. A pretty pass setup by the U18 player. Rangers still set up in the offensive zone, now in the near corner. It's back for Kopstein on the point. His shot kicked away by Piccone. And now on the goal line, on the end wall. Bergman recovers. He'll slide it up the far wing. It's shot there and gloved by Piccone. Up the stick of Nias. He saw Kareem alone on the near circle right there. Take a practice shot, just in case one comes his way. Face-off will get set up on the far circle. We've gotten an extended look at the U18 player, Kareem. He's been fantastic so far today. There's a shot that got deflected wide. Picked up by Kopstein on the near boards. He gets brought down and somehow worked the puck in the near corner. Here's Kareem getting trailed by Foudy. He'll work the puck up the boards. It's held by Ayas. Ayas sends it right back on the goal line. Now centered but picked off there. And now for Kopstein. His shot sticked away by Piccone and almost went in between his legs, but he held it to stop play. As now we've gotten a couple players tied up after the whistle. $17:50 left now. Russ and Kareem getting an extended look here to start period number 3. Still out on the ice as this puck carouseled around the boards. Kopstein meets it at the near half wall. He's tied up as he's getting pressured by Savage, and then the zone held by Maximias. Savage to take it down, holds the zone near point. Puck recovered by behind his own net. Puck played around the boards, taken by Savage, turns it over in the slot, right back to Kareem, but his shot stick down by Savage. Sebastian Savage gave a feed right to the Rangers in the slot right there. Right to the newcomer, Kareem, who had a good look, but Savage recovered. Hitmen were able to work the puck back in the Rangers zone. They'll get a line change. Meanwhile, Connecticut will hold the puck behind their own net. Stretch pass, sniped off by Riley. He'll leave it off for Malera. Now Weir, having some trouble on the red line, takes a hit, and the puck tied up on the far boards at center. Puck found by Kopstein, and the Rangers will get the puck back in the neutral zone. Now Latella across the blue line. Sends the puck deep behind the net. Now center for Monty, behind the net. Getting trailed by Shmakov. Tried to center back to Zaremba, but that pass went wide, and Zaremba gets the puck back in his own zone. A lot of open space here. Rangers through center already. They'll drop it back for Latella. Passes for Monty. Far circle shooting, couldn't get through traffic, and the Hitmen able to clear through center once more. No icing called. Zaremba will pick the puck up on the goal line. Hitmen work another line change in. Malera a one-man trail, as Zaremba will play this puck slowly. Zaremba through center. A touch pass the other way. Was sniped off by Hogenauer. Got the puck back for Latella, who shoots it deep on the goal line. Andres recovers behind the Hitmen net. He gets tied up by Kubik in the far corner. Good stick play by Latella, gets a turnover, and a backhand shot saved by Picone. Relentless effort right there by Viho Latella. Able to get that puck on his backhand, but right as he shot it, the post came undone. Face-off one, Hogenauer a blast, goes wide. Picked up on the near boards by Zaremba. Rangers have had a lot of good looks on offense this third period. The time of possession has heavily swung in their favor. Andres with Wood in the far corner, he gets tied up. Sorrentino on the wall, met by Monty. Puck's worked in the far corner. Latella there, Sorrentino alongside Wood, also Malera. Viho gets it off the boards. It's in front of the net, and they score! Gregory Monty gets the fourth goal for Connecticut, and the Rangers lead now at 3. Gregory Monty, a big goal right there for the Rangers. They've now scored in every single period today. And the Rangers, for the first time today, have a 3-goal lead. The Rangers offense keeps on chugging. 2 goals in the first period, a goal in the second, now a goal in the third. As Kaplan, a gutsy play to get in the blue line, as this puck held in the zone by Miles. He'll throw the puck on net. Sorrentino was around the area, but it falls to Picone, who will glove it to stop play. Face-off won by the Hitmen. Puck was rolling around at center, but stick down by Kaplan. They'll send it for Lund, now across the blue line. He's got space. A push and a little shot is found by Picone, who gloves the stop play. You see Lund after the play. Some physicality tied up with the Hitman player. Rangers bench loves it, as that stops play and brings the face-off back on the near circle. Miles with Bergman behind him will take the draw. Miles tried to kick it to Bergman. Then Savage tried to clear, but Kaplan ties the puck up on the point. Now it's loose at center. Thomas tried to get around Bergman and Romanias, but couldn't. And now Miles back across the blue line. Left off on the far circle, now for Bergman. Rangers in the offensive zone once more. They've spent a lot of this period here, as that pass back to the point intended for Ias goes all the way back in the Rangers zone. Kaplan with a lot of space, he'll skate through center. Now down the far wing, gets around Wood, tried to center it, but pass went wide. Bergman recovers, will send it across ice on the far circle, where it's found by Miles. Puck got sticked away by Malera, and the puck played around the boards. Kaplan finds it at the point, it's tipped there by Lund and held onto by Picone. Saw Donnie Lund earlier this game have a similar goal, where Kopstein shot from the blue line and he tipped it in. Right there, Kaplan's shot was tipped by Donnie Lund, but the ricochet went right in the chest of Picone. Sets the face-off on the near circle. It's been 8 minutes. It seems like every single second the Rangers have been on offense here in the third period. Repke with Hammond, now the puck sent behind the net for Bromley. He's immediately tied up by Kubik as Malera joins the battle. Repke, big and physical down in the corner, wins the battle. Now the puck finds itself loose on the corner and taken at center by Riley. Riley tied up, bringing the puck across the blue line, and it's won and taken by Bromley. Bromley, a 3-on-2 for the Rangers, drops it for Hammond. He shoots and scores! Second goal of the game for Jackson Hammond, and he goes far down. 3-point day for Jackson Hammond, and it's 5-1 Rangers. The Rangers keep on rolling here at home. Hammond his second goal, and with 12:33, the Rangers, they've got a 4-goal lead, and they're right back across the blue line. It's slid in front for Hammond. His shot kicked away by Picone. Oh, we're on hat trick watch now for Jackson Hammond. He's got 2 as that puck sent through the neutral zone and down past the goal line for an icing. With the Rangers' success so far today, the Hitmen struggles continue. That's now 4 games in a row they've given up 5 goals at least. And this stretch that they've been on, where they've been outscored 20-4, it's been no better today. Now being outscored 25-5 in their last 5 games. Repke in the slot tried to go to the far boards for Hogenauer as his pass got tipped wide. Repke goes rink wide. Now on the circle, across to the far point for Hogenauer. Back up top the blue line for Kaplan. His shot couldn't get through traffic and went off the skate of Sorrentino. Rangers with some puck movement here. It's Hammond who's got 2 today. He drops it for Hogenauer. He skates on the near circle. Hogenauer surveying. It's a 5-on-5 right now. The Rangers skating like it's a power play. It's Kaplan across ice to the near point for Hogenauer. He's got some space. He takes a shot and it goes in. He scores. Madden Hogenauer gets the 6th goal for Connecticut. And now a 5-goal lead for the Rangers. The goals keep on falling. He hits the 6-7. As now it looks like instead it's Gage Bromiley leading the pack. Well, maybe he tipped that Hogenauer shot. But that goal's going to go to Gage Bromiley. A great performance in an early matchup here between the Rangers and Hitmen. We talked extensively with Coach Machi before the game, and he really talked about not only the effort level in that 3-2 loss to the Boston Junior Bruins, but how he thought his team didn't respect their opponent. And that line really resonated with me, at least, because we've seen so far in the USPHL that certain teams are just above skill level to others. And that's not per se a negative comment on certain teams in the league, but just there are certain teams that have been built in this league, especially the Atlantic Division, that are just titans compared to some of the newer teams. Rangers, a historic matchup as Bear shot goes wide. But it's usually the Atlantic Division, the Rangers, the Islanders, the Hitmen. Now the Mercer Chiefs, who joined the league 3 years ago. They've been a staple atop not only the Premier League, but the NCDC. And sometimes when you face a team like the Boston Junior Rangers, or you face a team that's up north in the newer divisions, you kind of get into the lull of playing hockey, and it's been completely different today for the Connecticut Junior Rangers. You know, this is a New Jersey Hitmen team that struggled this season in the Premier League. They're a bottom 3 team so far, and the Rangers so far, well, they played to their ability and taken advantage of a weaker matchup. They have come out guns a-blazing today. They've scored 6 goals. And by the way they've skated today, it could really be 10. .9:30 left, still a lot of time on the clock as Connecticut back in the offensive zone. Bergman got caught in the far corner, and now Kaplan retreats at center. He's getting trailed by Riley. Rangers out shooting the Hitmen almost by triple. It's 48-20. They're 12 shots away from that. Maximai has had some trouble on the boards. He has a good stretch pass to Shmakov, but he couldn't find it. It was just wide. Still recovers on the goal line. Gets it in front. Shot there above the crossbar by Malara. Oh, a great look right there for the Hitmen. Couldn't tuck it as the puck sent deep in the near corner. Maximius there. Hitmen not giving up just yet, as this puck in the skates of Malera, taken away by Maximius. Passes up to Kareem. He skates in past the blue line. Kareem shoots off the legs of a Hitmen defenseman. That time Weir, and now New Jersey the opposite way. Weir with Shmakov. Shmakov shot, gloved down by Godry. Good look by Yaroslav Shmakov. The 2007 had some wide open space, right in between the slot. But his wrist shot flagged down by Godry. Hitmen looking for a goal here. As there's a draw and a blast from the far point, kicked away by Godry. Now the Rangers back across the blue line. A leading pass for Andres, and his shot held right into the body of Picone. Oh, a beautiful pass set up for Braden Andres. It threaded the needle, it got right in front, and Braden denied in front by Gaetano Picone. Rangers another great offensive look in this period as this shot from the far point goes wide. That time off the stick of Hogenauer. Zaremba couldn't hold the zone. Andres tied up as this puck taken and stick by Monty. Gets a return pass and Monty across the far wing blue line. Center for Andres. His shot sticked away by Fudi. Andres recovers. Pass on the far circle for Hogenauer. Across for Zaremba. He'll rip it and it's held onto by Picone. Great look by Adam Zaremba. Just couldn't get the goal to go with it. Well, Gaetano Picone really being tested here today. Back-to-back starts for him where he's faced 50 shots or more on net. We mentioned that last start against Westchester where he faced 51 shots. Today, no different. Rangers have 6 goals and 50 shots on net. Puck sent right in front of the net, but sticked away by Pat Salivas. And now a stoppage of play as the post came undone. We also mentioned those 50 shots on net for Connecticut. A big topic of discussion in analytical hockey these last years have really been the high danger shot. The heat map, where those shots are being taken from. If you're in between the circles, if you're on the circle, usually the heat map's pretty red on those. And if we had a heat map to show where all these Ranger shots have been from, as there's another one above the far circle, off the shoulder of Picone, a lot of these Ranger shots would be marked as high danger. Here's another high danger shot by Viho Latella, and it's flagged down by Picone. But that's where a lot of the shots have been so far today. We saw Viho Latella get the puck on the near circle, skate in front of the net, and have a one-on-one with Picone right there. That's a high-danger shot. All of the pucks brought behind the net, centered in the slot, centered on the circle, those power play looks, short-handed looks. I'm not a mathematician, that's why I wear the headset, but if I had a ballpark estimate, one of those things I learned in elementary school, I'd say a good 70 to 80% of these shots have been high danger by Connecticut. And anytime you're a goaltender in any league, you're going to give up some goals when you face those shots. I don't care if you're Henrik Lundqvist or Gaetano Picone. 6:40 left in this third period. Kaplan's shot punched away by Picone, and the rebound found by Shmakov. Shmakov dancing in the far corner, trying to play this slowly and get out of the offensive zone. Malera will work the puck around the boards as Godry comes out of the net to send it back for Kopstein. Meanwhile, on the other net, Dominic Godry, a fantastic game so far. Just that one goal allowed in the second period as he's been tested. 22 shots on net, 21 saves made by Godry. as the Hitmen will go back in the offensive zone and try and get one more against him. Face-off down, it's won by Connecticut as Lund gets a pass on the near boards. He'll get a leading pass now for Bergman, and now it's a foot race. Bergman got sticked away by Ware. Great back check there by the Hitmen defenseman. Lund still with the puck. He gets stripped by Ware. It's chipped up the near boards where Kaplan will redirect it behind the net. Lund still getting trailed by Ware. Tried to go back to the point for Kopstein, but it falls all the way back to Goddery. No icing called. That was a pass by Connecticut. It's just 5 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Rangers moments away from picking up their 17th win this season. Kaplan trailed by Sorrentino as the puck worked on the near half wall. Kaplan placed the puck on the goal line, intended for Lund. He gets tied up on the end wall. Meanwhile, the Rangers get a fresh leg on the ice. It's Madden Hogenauer. Puck still tied up. See Aiden Miles alongside Julian Kubik waiting for it. Xavier Thomas got that puck out, and that's a penalty picked up on the Rangers. Xavier Thomas got that puck out from the end wall, then took a hit from Aiden Miles, where he picks up an interference call. Hitmen will pick up another power play. They've had 2 so far today. They're 0 for 2. So the Rangers will also go back on their penalty kill. They're 2 for 2, I should say, on that. Xavier Thomas gets a shot on the power play. It's held on to by Goddery. Rangers on that first power play had a couple shorthanded opportunities. Weren't able to capitalize on those. They spent a lot of time in the offensive zone. Here's a face-off and a pass to Montgomery Wood. They'll send the puck deep behind the net where the Hitmen just trying to get a second goal here. It's been a couple of games since they've scored more than 1 goal in a game. Rangers back on offense, though, on their penalty kill. Rangers relentless here on this penalty kill. Good shorthanded opportunities as a Hitman player falls in the corner. And now the puck back with Connecticut. It's Bromley who will wrap the puck behind the net. Rangers had to retreat out of the zone as it's held by Kubik. Only 1 minute left on the Hitmen power play. Spent a lot of time in their own zone again as this puck held in on the blue line. It's sent across ice, but nobody there as Montgomery Wood retreated. Puck found on the boards by Bromley. He'll send it back in the Hitmen zone, which allows the Rangers to get some fresh legs on the ice. Puck sent through center. Hitmen just 25 seconds on their power play. Rangers able to chip it through center, and it's loose for Richie Bear. It's a 2-on-1. Here's Bear. Center's in front for a one-timer. They score! Brady Trout gets his second goal of the game. Eagles hat-trick Watts. He hits the 6-7, and the Rangers pick up their 7th goal of the game. A lot of 6-7s on the ice. 6th goal, 7th, 2 back-to-back 6-7 celebrations. And the Rangers with a shorthanded goal with 15 seconds left on their penalty kill. Brady Trout back in the lineup, picks up his 2nd goal. And how about this? A power play goal and a shorthanded goal for Brady Trout. Special teams galore for number 70 today. Rangers already back on offense. Quick shot from the far circle by Bergman. And it's right in the body of Picone. 54th shot sent on net by Connecticut. It's been an absolute clinic thrown down in between the posts for Gaetano Picone. So the face-off down, the Rangers score their 7th goal. An absolutely needed bounce-back performance for Connecticut, as there's another shot right off the shoulder of Picone. A hard ripper by Maximias. Rangers looking for an 8th goal here, as this puck sent in the far corner for Kareem. We'll work it up the boards. It's held there on the blue line by Zaremba. A cross back for Kareem. His shot deflected, couldn't get through traffic, and it's kicked back with New Jersey. Riley able to clear as Kopstein back across the blue line. That was an offsides by the Rangers, and then that shot is gloved down by Picone. Oh, wow. An absolutely blatant offsides by Connecticut. Kopstein went back across the blue line. Ias never left the zone. Almost led to an 8th goal by the Rangers. Wow. Rangers, however, will get set up with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. See Gregory Monty, who scored a goal today. He's set up off the faceoff behind Braden Andres. No Trout, no Hammond on the ice. Those two both have 2 goals. There's a mesh that blocks the entire ice here at Chelsea Piers, so no hats will be thrown on the ice, so maybe some people will be overzealous and throw some hats that bounce off the mesh to get it back. As that one shot held onto by Picone, and now we've got a fight breaking out on the ice, 2 players going at it. It's Viho Latella, and fists are being thrown. Wow, 2 helmets fly off. It's Dom Sorrentino alongside Viho Latella. Those two in a boxing match right now on the ice. Latella with his left hand going for a right. Sorrentino out of steam. Those two still going at it. Sorrentino, Latella, both those two tied up. Latella takes a hit to his face as those two both on their feet. Oh, wow. Those two are going to get broken up, but Herculean efforts from both of them. Latella and Sorrentino. And Sorrentino's pumped up. You see Latella pointing at the scoreboard, waving goodbye to the Hitmen bench, as Dom Sorrentino and Vio Latella are going to be done for the day. Oh, Frazier and Ali here on the ice between those two, both refusing to go down on the ice. Well, both those took absolute blows to their face. Some left and right hooks. But we'll get back to hockey now. 2:17 left. Rangers still up by 6 goals here at Chelsea Piers. Hitmen getting outshot by 25. But for now, Sorrentino and Latello, the attention turned to them for a couple of moments. That's about as physical as it's going to get here today. Both these two teams will play tomorrow, but not each other. Rangers will welcome the Elmira Impact here for 2 games. They play 3 games in a row here at home. Meanwhile, the Hitmen, they also play 3 games in a row. They're going to the PAL Junior Islanders facility after today. They'll play there at 3 p.m. on Saturday. We're so accustomed usually in the USPHL to seeing back-to-back games between 2 teams, as that's what the traveling schedule allows for those 2 teams. Rangers and Hitmen will avoid each other, though. They've still only played each other 2 times before the Christmas break, which is kind of rare. Of course, that's because the USPHL has been adding teams not only to the Atlantic Division, but to the entire league. You've got teams like the New Jersey Renegades in the Atlantic, alongside Westchester, who was added last year, Mercer and Hershey, who was added 3 years ago. And then meanwhile, you have a whole new division in the Premier League, and that's the Northern Division in the Northwest. You also got the Pacific League, the Southeast League, the St. Lawrence League, the Alberta League. It's about 30 new teams in the USPHL. And it starves the league almost from these division games where you see the Rangers and Hitmen go at it, night out and night in. Rangers still with some time here. They've actually got a power play as this puck set in front of the net and shot and cleared out through center. Dom Sorrentino was the only player to pick up a penalty there. So the Rangers an opportunity to get their 8th goal. On the ice right now, it's Braden Andrus, Gregory Monty, Kaplan, Madden Hogenauer, alongside Jack Kopstein. That's going to be the power play unit in the final couple of minutes of play. Rangers have one power play this game where they've scored, or two rather, excuse me, as Kaplan will try and get a third power play goal for Connecticut. Kaplan across ice, puck held onto in the far corner. We mentioned Brady Trout and Jackson Hammond both with 2. They are not on the ice right now. Pass for Hope Potter as this puck taken off the boards by Kaplan. Set up for Black ready, and it goes high and wide. Puck still held in the offensive zone. Now flipped back at center by Shmakov, and the puck taken in the far corner by Hogenauer. Final minute of play here with 1:05. Rangers up by 6. They'll spend the next 45 seconds on their power play. Xavier Thomas ties the puck up on the end wall, as it's still there with Connecticut. Monty joins the attack alongside Malera. This puck's been tied up for quite some bit, as now it finally comes out. Here's Savage with the shot. It's off the shoulder of Godry. Good save by him. And now the puck and play blown dead for a hand pass. So the Rangers got back in their own zone with 37.9 seconds. They have 21 seconds on their power play. Still no Hammond or Trout. So it looks like those two will not be able to get a hat trick today. Here's a long leading pass at center. Looked like the Rangers couldn't find it as Monty was looking the opposite way. 10 seconds on the power play, 20 overall in the game. Rangers still enough time for maybe one look as this one's set in front, tipped, but it couldn't be scored by Strome. Power play over, 5-on-5 with 15 seconds. Puck played in the far corner, it's recovered there. Now shot from the far circle, and it's held onto by Picone and sent behind the net. Monty in the corner, he gets tied up. He's with Ali Khan Ikayev. Just 1 second left, the buzzer is going to sound, and that'll do it here at Chelsea Piers between these two teams. Some physicality after the game. The officiating crew will break that up. But the final score here on the North Rink at Chelsea Piers is the Rangers 7 and the New Jersey Hitmen 1. So the Rangers pick up a win. They get back in the win column. They get their 17th win of the season here at home over the New Jersey Hitmen. They pick up 2 huge points as they continue to chase the Red